Dr. Wood, author of the book Miracles in Minutes. Started to do a series of videos on YouTube and then uploading and then I'm sharing to Facebook. But I'm going to continue with, so what's my purpose for doing all this stuff is to help people become successful, to help people find confidence, intense trust within yourself, believe in yourself, to find entheos, enthusiasm, God within. That's what the Greek word means. And also to help understand some complex issues that no one's really tackling, like anxiety, depression, relationships. I think most people would like to be in a loving relationship, to have connection and intimacy. Today, in 2017, it's 2019 right now. In 2017, depression was the #1 cause of disability in the world. There's an epidemic of loneliness going on. You don't have to be by yourself to have loneliness. You could be in a relationship, be lonely. And then so we're actually wired, our brains were wired for connection. You know, you could say the biblical narrative was, and God said that it's not good for man to be alone. It's good to have relationships. And studies even show that if babies aren't picked up and held, they get failure to thrive, and a lot of them die because we need relationships. It actually grows our brain. It causes our neocortex, our human brain, to grow. So we're basically party animals. We're social animals, and it's important to our physical health. It's important to our mental health, and to get to relationships and to have a happiness and joy in our lives. What causes all that stuff? So I'm going to cover the 3-brain model to help understand that. And this video is going to be more along the lines of anxiety, depression, and relationship red flags, to see if who you understand yourself, but also to understand the person you may be interested in, whether or not they're going to, it'll be the ride of your life, a good one, or it could be the ride of your life that will leave you in hell, okay? Destroy you, fuck you up. So this is the reptilian brain. It's basic survival. It's autonomic nervous systems, your heart rate, your digestion, all that stuff. This, you don't think, that's neocortex. This is where you write stories and do mathematics and make decisions. You don't think and make your heart beat. It just does it. Then there's the mammal brain, which is our feelings and emotions. And then finally the human brain. So there's something called emotional intelligence, where you become intelligent, human brain, observe your feelings, and then integrate. So integrity, that these two brains integrate, and Jesus' last prayers, may my people be one as we're one. May they integrate, become whole, integrated, holy. To be with a holy person, a person who's integrated. What you say and what you do match. So anytime I help people, and this video is not, I'm not taking care of you as a patient or anything like that. This information is for learning purposes only. And so you can read upon this stuff yourself. I'm just pointing you to my readings and understandings of some scientific research and current neuroscience of what we do understand, what we don't understand, and then psychological studies. I am not a psychologist either, but I can read psychology, and it's part of, I would say, some of the things I study to help understand human behavior, to help improve my life, and I'm going to share it with you of what I do know. It doesn't mean that I'm right. This is what I currently know. So, in saying that, as we go and look at, anytime I ever work with anybody, and if you want to get to happiness, you want your life to work, functional versus dysfunctional. Not functional, doesn't work. Function doesn't work. And you want a functional, healthy relationship where you can have connection and intimacy, and you have a real relationship, not a fake relationship. So that means you have to stop being a fake person. Fake person is that you wear a mask. You only show people what you want them to see. And the fact is, as Carl Jung, Jung, probably a genius in psychology, talked about our dark side. And so one of the ways to spot a sociopath, or to spot a narcissist, or to spot a problem who's got a personality disorder, which is they're not good to be in relationship with, and they're going to be evil. They're the users and abusers, and you won't spot them right away because they are very, very charming, and they're very good at faking, duplicating, acting as they're perfect, because their ethos is that you have to be perfect to be loved. And since their brain's not integrated, human brain, the decision maker, and they don't take responsibility for anything, So if they're not responsible, they never do anything wrong, red flag. I would be very, very cautious in dealing with someone like that. There's a good chance they're a sociopath, or narcissist, or borderline personality disorder, cluster B. They got problems. And you cannot be in a healthy, functional relationship with someone who doesn't take responsibility and can admit that they do wrong. You're never wrong. And that's why I have a big beef with the feminist movement, because the feminist movement espouses that women are, this Madonna complex, they never do anything wrong. And then they play the role of the victim. Playing the role of the victim is also a sign of sociopathy. And you can Google it. The two roles the sociopaths like is they're the hero coming to save the world. Pol Pot, Hitler, Stalin, Jim Jones, David Koresh, the People's Church. I'm all-knowing, do no wrong, coming to save the world. Run, because that's denying their dark side. And the more they try to show you that they're all light, all good, the darker these people are. That's a red flag warning, big one. And all you just look and do your own research on some of the biggest serial killers and sociopaths. Not every sociopath's a killer, not every psychopath's a killer. Sometimes it'll just be your next door neighbor, the person who is always causing problems in your life and all that stuff. Look for the two roles. They're the victim or they're the hero. And that's called a Cartman drama cycle. And you're getting ready to get pulled into their shit. And this is not heaven. You're getting ready to go to hell. They're going to mess you up. And they're very convincing, because as humans, we're like little children. And we're so naive, we just want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying don't trust people. I'm saying trust, but verify, like Ronald Reagan. Can't go to sleep. And you need to spot red flags on people. How you do that? Watch what they say. Forget that. Remember what they said, but don't believe what people say. Watch what they do. And what they say and do match. This is say, this is do. When say and do match, integrate it. As God said, let my people be holy. Integrate it. Say and do should match. That shows, and it's even from neuroscience. You can look at Dr. Dan Siegel, and his book is Mindsight, and he talks about the integrated mind and the whole brain child and all this stuff. It's all about integration of the brain. You don't get past fear, you integrate fear, and you use fear for you. You learn how to become courageous in spite of how I feel. I'm afraid. I take action anyway. Sociopaths and narcissists, borderline personality disorder people, they're very impulsive. They just do things. They don't think before they act. Here's the action part of the brain. This is the thinking. This is what stops and steers. The definition of control is I can start a process, steer a process, stop a process. How do you know you have control of your car? I can start my car, I can steer my car, I can stop my car. If your car doesn't have brakes, are you in control of the car? It's out of control. If you can't steer the car, do you have control of the car? No, I don't have control of the car because I can't direct it where I want it to go. Go right into a tree or a ditch. How do if I can't start the car, can't control the car, it won't even work. Dysfunctional. So if you don't use this part of your brain, you may be able to start, as Jim Rohn, you got a motivated idiot, and you can't steer or stop a process. And so if you're making mistakes in relationships and you're doing it because you feel like doing it, this brain, you never go back and assess and correct the action, steer it, and you keep repeating the same pattern. How are you going to be in a relationship with that person? They never take accountability. They never take responsibility. If you like pain and suffering, I wouldn't be so forgiving at this point because you're giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to tell you where you're going to end up. They're going to cut you up. They're going to screw you up, and they're going to use your emotions against you. It sounds like this: if you love me, then you would. What's this, a condition? I have to jump through a hoop. If I don't do this, it means I'm not a loving person. They just judged you and making you judge yourself. Because that's what they do. They're in extreme, they judge themselves. They're really big on blame and blame shifting. That's not me, it's you. It's not me, it's you. It's not me, it's you. It's not me. No. Teflon. No, any time responsibility and accountability comes around, and I don't do it, you did it. How are you gonna, like, you're gonna feel like a horrible person now. They're all good, you're all bad. They're the angel, you're the devil. How's that gonna go for your self-esteem? Does that sound like a constructive, healthy relationship? Or does it sound like a shit show? Like, if you're all bad, then you need to be punished. And then they punish you. So what they do is they take their hurt feelings out on you. Hurt people hurt people. That's getting ready to be you. This is not a loving relationship. This is a destructive and abusive and manipulating relationship. This is the red flag. This is what you need to see. Learn how to spot these people. Integrity. You want your life to work. You want to be happy and healthy. You want to decrease the stress on your nervous system, reduce your chance of anxiety and depression, heart disease, cancer. Because if you're in a threat response, high adrenaline, high cortisol, synaptic pruning, dementia, high adrenaline, heart attacks, strokes. This is this is more than just you being emotionally unhealthy. This person's going to put your body in a chronic state of stress. They're going to age you. You're going to get sick because you're always on. You can't trust. You can't ever put your guard down. You're hyper vigilant, or you're either rigid, you're hyper vigilant, or you're chaotic. You're just passed out. It's not going to work. That's these two lower brains, black or white thinking, all or nothing. You need to be present with what is. Don't listen to what people say. Watch what they do, and what they do is who they are. Dr. Wood, have a good one.